to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the after show, but later it's your boys El Cucuy.
What's
up? El Cucuy and D. Man, I'm super excited. We're on episode number 63. I was talking to El Cucuy before we actually started recording, and there was a point where I almost completely stopped doing this, and I'm actually glad I didn't, because this shit's really fun for me. So, yeah, we made it through the first week of Covino and Rich on Patreon. Today, we actually have a Covino and Rich Patreon giveaway. So, it's fucking exciting, man. What's going on?
We're going to announce that here shortly, man. We're going to get into a little bit of the show, and can't wait for you to make that announcement and tell everyone who won that first free month. Looking forward to next month's giveaway, too. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of this stuff, trying to get people involved with not only our show, but, you know, Rich show. And we'll get some of their merchandise or whatever we can, you know, get our hands on to give away. And, man, ready to kick this off. And I'm getting excited, bro.
What do you think about their first week, man?
Oh, I loved it, dude. I mean, I've seen some of the reviews where, you know, people liked it, but they said that they missed that serious feel. I didn't miss any of it, dude. The only thing I missed is that on Sirius once in a while, like they'll have announcements or commercials or something, you know, and it's really unimportant or just references to the Sirius show for the most part. But that's nothing to me, dude. I thought they had great content. I felt like their vibe was stronger. I felt like they were hungrier, and I definitely loved all that bonus video, Rich flying a kite and Taco Tuesday or tacos in Texas. It was dope. And for $10, dude, really $10, 2021, bro. We can't kick down $2.50 a week. I mean, is that what we're really saying here? Yes, we can.
Let me
Spend the
see.
money.
Damn, you know what? Now that you said that shit, I'm gonna have to actually fucking let me see.
52, right? Do the real math, right?
$2.50 a week divided by 7 days a week. For
Not
35 cents a day, you can't afford Covino and Rich.
Hey, hold on, bro. Even better than that, right? So it's what? It's $10 a month. So it's $120 a year. We'll get the real math going.
All right, let's get this shit.
You know, if they get the ad off my calculator, okay, there we go. So 120, right, for the year divided by 365. Oh, no, maybe not. 365. Sorry about that, bro. Cheaping a little too much. Dude, it's 3 cents a day.
3 cents a day. 3 cents a day. You can't fucking
help Covino save Steve's foot.
That's fucking crazy. I can't believe that shit. You can't. This motherfucker's gonna have to chop his foot off because you don't have 3 cents.
Right, but yeah, you guys are claiming that you're hardcore listeners. No, we need everyone to kick in.
Yeah, man. I'm fucking honestly.
That's not right. Oh, I think my math was wrong, bro.
It's 30 cents. You were
30 cents.
35 cents, but it's all good. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. It's all good. No, but yeah, man, I'm excited because it's like, for me, it's dope because I sit at my computer all day at work. So I'm at work for fucking 10 hours a day. And this shit, I have fucking Covino and Rich with the little picture-in-picture on my computer. So I'm able to still fucking do my shit 100%. And it's the little behind-the-scenes shit that I fucking dig more than anything is like Covino's talking and you see Spot over here fixing his mic, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Just like the little shit that nobody gives a fuck about, I give a fuck about, especially because like
me too.
I like the behind the scenes shit just because like it's funny. I know Covino, if he's listening, he thinks I'm the biggest how do I say this in 2021? He thinks I'm the biggest homosexual probably of all time because there was, growing up, my family and I watched Making the Band, so I grew up a huge O-Town fan, right? And when I was in Florida, I actually went to the spot that used to be owned by Lou Pearlman. It was Transcon little buildings, and I went to the spot where they would fucking every episode in the first couple of seasons, you see them going and they were rehearsing, they were dancing, they were singing. And that fucking little picture of, you know, them driving up was so embedded in my brain that I was like, that would be cool to actually go there one day, right? Thinking I'll never go there because when am I ever going to be in Florida? Well, all right, I'm at Disney World and shit, right? I'm in Florida for a week, and I Google that address, and it's fucking 15 minutes away. And I go,
oh shit.
I go, what the? I go 15 minutes away. So, when we were gonna go to Epcot was gonna be the one where me and my girl were gonna spend the day, just me and her without the kids. Well, we had time. We had like an hour before, so we went to breakfast with her dad. We did all this shit, and we still had like fucking 30 minutes, you know. And so he was like, "Do you guys have anything you want to do?" And then I had mentioned to her the night before that I found that spot. So we went there, and I was like looking at, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I took pictures and shit, like the biggest lame of all time, but I didn't give a fuck because it was special to me and my family, you know? And like, I FaceTimed my sister, and she was like, brother, that's crazy, you know? And I had put it on Facebook, and Covino put that little gif
Brother!
he put that gif of John C. Reilly where he's going like,
Okay.
and it has like all these equations and shit going on. And I was like, for me, shit like that, like I watched a thing on YouTube that was it was filming locations for Boys in the Hood, right?
Oh,
so
shit.
they were like, this was Boys in the Hood in like 1991 or whatever. And they showed like the clip, and the dude was like, this is how it looks now. And they showed like Doughboy's house. They showed Trey, and they showed like where they were fucking running across the street because fucking people were chasing them or whatever the fuck. And they were showing that in 2021. That kind of shit fascinates me. I'm like, it's fucking like at one point in time, I'm like, Ice Cube was right here as Doughboy sitting on this porch. So to me, I'm like, it goes back to that multiverse shit where I'm thinking, in some alternate universe, Doughboy's sitting right next to me, you know? So it's just kind of, that's where I get into my fucking crazy shit. But for me, when I see, that goes back to spot fixing Covino's mic. But when I see that kind of shit, it, like when I would go, there's a couple of times I went to their Sirius studio, and just seeing like Spot like telling them to wrap it up because they have a commercial or stupid shit like that. I get to see, and I don't know if it's because like we do this podcast and there's shit like this. I like to see how it's done at a professional level, you know? So when we get to see them doing their shit, or hey, Rich the other day said, hey, it's 9:57 and we would normally be taking a break. I was like, okay, so they would have a 3-minute break before the top of the hour and just stupid shit like that. That's what I love about the video feature, you know?
Right. And that's the shit normally you would only hear when you're holding on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Remember when you'd be on hold, you could hear some of that shit back in the day.
Yeah, no, and it's they actually did that the first show where they were gonna pause for a few minutes or something, and Spot was like, oh yeah, we're still on the air or whatever, so he like muted it while they went to go do something or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they didn't want to drop anything that was gonna get him canceled, even though it was on fucking Patreon, you know?
Well, you know what's crazy is you mentioned Spot adjusting his mic. The one part that I liked where the video made a connection where you could just tell Covino was being Covino, and you might not have. It was him jumping on the couch. Fuck your couch, and then he was jumping on the couch like, you know, without that video, because that video to me made a stronger connection than just him saying it, right? Because him saying it was dope in that voice that he said it in, you know what I mean, being hella funny. But to see him actually standing on it when he did it, I don't know. It made it.
That was dope. And even like, I know Rich overdid it for the camera, but it's funny because when you saw Rich,
tell him to shave, bro. Tell him to get this shit cleaned up if he's overdoing it for the camera. Because fuck, I was looking like the inside of a Del Taco fucking 79 center.
Did you see what Rich? What he did? He was like. Because I don't know what the fuck it was. Covino said. Rich looked at the camera like, what the fuck just happened?
You know what? Okay. Here's the thing. Remember when they were in New York? I remember they would talk about sometimes that some people said they were too much into like the lotions and taking care of your body. But I agree with them, right? If you're gonna take care of your skin, wear the shit at night. But remember when they used to kind of talk about that back in the day?
Yeah, they actually, there was, do you remember they went to this place with, it might have been Jake or one of the interns where they bought some no, I don't think it was Jake. It was these two interns. One was like this like 20-year-old dude that was like, they would shop at this place and they bought like Peter Pan cream or some shit for their face. I forget what the store was called, but yeah.
So no, I mean, I don't know. Just tell them in 2021, you don't want your beard to connect with your chest hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, thank God. Fucking my shit. I need to clean my shit up because I need to shave all this, but
it's edged.
No, it's not though. That's like natural, and it doesn't grow like below my fucking neckline. So right here on my neckline, it just stops 100%. I don't even have like one stray hair, but I mean that's because I don't have any fucking chest hair either. But so I'm I look like a baby boy with no shirt.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, man, no, I
just talking shit, Rich. Just talking shit. I'm just playing, bro.
Again.
Don't take it personal. If you're listening, I'm just talking shit. Feel free to fire back. It's all good, bro.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny is that one of my favorite things, and it sounds fucked up, but I think it shows you how real that they're being, was where Rich talked about his meltdown last weekend, where I just want to die. That shit was funny.
And even with the shit talk with Rich, I mean, if we were all drinking at the bar, like they say, this is stuff you could talk about with your buddies at the bar. Any little shit I'm talking, fuck, I'd probably be talking to my buddy at the bar. Hey, bro, what's going on right here, right? Like, you making tacos later or what? We'd be talking shit. So, I mean, no harm when I'm talking my shit.
It's funny that you mentioned that about the beard and shit. I was like, fuck, because I almost shaved before I came to do this shit. And I go, you know what? I go, tomorrow's Monday. I was like, should I just shave for work? I was like, what's better? I go, to shave for the millions of people that are going to see this, because we have millions of followers. I don't know if you know, but I don't know if we do, bro. I don't know if I should shave for the millions of people that are about to see this or for work tomorrow when I might see 4 people. But I went with work tomorrow for 4 people.
There you go. Fuck it. And I knew I was going to say something about the beard, so I had to shave, or I had to clean up.
You didn't want to be a hypocrisizer.
No.
Yeah, man. What? Yeah, man. You know what? Before actually we go any further into the show, I do need to say a couple of things. I need to say what's up to my little homie Jackson. He's 9 years old. He's our youngest Covino and Rich listener. You might know him as Little Optimus. And he's my boy, Green Optimus' son. And Green Optimus, I talked to him the other day, and he told me that Jackson was listening in the truck with him, and he thought it was cool. He liked the shit that we're doing. Jackson really enjoyed it. So I don't know if all the profanity is good for Jackson, but you know what? Hey, he's 9 years old. He's growing up, right? Jackson, you might hear some bad words. Just don't repeat them in school, all right?
Yeah, or around other adults.
Yeah, or around other adults. And if they ask you where you learned that, don't tell them the after show, but later. All right, Jackson?
Yeah, stay strong, stay solid.
Yeah, man. You know what? Actually, before we go any further, I think it's time for the Covino and Rich Patreon. Should we do the giveaway? Bro. Should we do the giveaway right now?
I think it's time, dude. Let's
do that. We have, let me see, there was a bunch of people, a lot more people actually participated than I thought. We got to say what's up to Brad. Let me see, Mike Wheeler, who's a very famous Carl. We got Jamie, Andre, Alex, Jake, Sean, Ben, Jim, Tim, Kevin, Bruce. Let me see, Matt, Gary. There's a Jeff Hansen, Alfonso, Scott, Gibson, and Allison Mims. It looks like Allison's the only female on this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and, unless Jamie, I didn't see the Facebook if Jamie was a dude or a chick. But anyway, if Allison's the only chick, I'm gonna be pulling for you.
Yeah, me too. All right, you guys get ready. We're gonna click the spin. Here we go.
All right, let's see who's gonna win it. First ever Covino and Rich Patreon giveaway. Oh, I thought Ben was going to win. Actually, it's Jim. And Jim had to be the person that won. Jim, the one dude that I can't pronounce your last name. Scuderi?
I don't know, bro.
That's what you said. That's what I said. We're gonna go with Jim Scuderi. Jim
And that's how you say it. And if we're wrong, Jim, like Covino and Rich, when they agree on something, it's got to be fact, bro. So if you're supposed to say it another way, we just changed it.
Well, Jim, congratulations on winning, man. We're so excited, and we hope that you dig all the Covino and Rich content that's on Patreon. You got the audio, you got the video, and what's cool is that they've actually been doing some things where they've been doing a little, I think Rich took Emmy and Ben to the park, and it's been cool. They've been doing some stuff in the evenings, so it's not even the 4 days of content. You're getting stuff on the weekends as well, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. The good thing for you is that you get to go back and watch all of that content because it's up there on their Patreon. So congrats, right, Jim. We hope you enjoy the membership. Yeah, well, I guess we can just continue with the rest of the regular show that we got going on. So was there anything else that stood out to you besides the video? I thought the video was a cool element, but yes, I'm trying to think of some of the topics they covered this week. I can't think of any off the top of my head.
The Girl Scout cookie debate, bro. That one, I ended up buying 4 boxes afterwards. They got me all fucking worked up talking about Girl Scout cookies.
That conversation blew my mind. That blew my.
And you know what the fucked up part is hold on, I'll be right back, bro. Let me grab these damn boxes because they said it was regional. So now I'm hella curious, brother, because we got lemonades, right? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, we got the lemonades. We don't got I've never even seen those other ones they were talking about.
What were the other ones they were talking about?
It started with a P. I don't know. We'd have to bring up that map again, dude. But we've got the Caramel Delights.
You guys don't have Samoas?
No, bro. We got Caramel Delights. And then we also got the Thin Mint that Rich didn't really like.
Oh my goodness, dog. Now my mind is blown even more. I'm like, you mean all my family in California? I got a lot of family in LA. You mean they're eating that shit that you're eating?
Well, I don't know. You know what I was thinking, because I come from a retail background. I'm wondering if certain branches don't have certain relationships with certain bakers, right? Because the cookies don't go bad. So in theory, it doesn't really matter what part of the country you're in. Mm-hmm. Where's the contract? So maybe they have an option, dude, of picking one of the 2 bakers, and maybe I'm thinking these might be cheaper and there's more profit for the local Girl Scouts.
You know what's crazy?
Theory I'm gonna throw out there.
No, it's crazy because now it's got me thinking. I thought maybe it was like the West Coast. I figured was all of like the Samoas and the Thin Mints and all that, and then I figured when you went maybe from Texas east or whatever, right, maybe that's when they started with the shit that you're showing me. But now that you're showing me and you're in California, my mind's blown.
Well, it don't make no sense because I know that on that map, I think they said LA had the same bakery. Like they said LA, they like the cookies. Well, dude, LA's 3 hours away, right? So you would think that if that was the case, it would be a hell of a lot easier for us to get, or the Girl Scouts here to get them from LA than to get the ones that are farther, located somewhere else. But maybe there's a price difference. Maybe there was a shortage, right? I don't know. Maybe with COVID.
That trips me out, man. It trips me out because I really thought that it was like maybe more of an East Coast type of thing. And since we always, I mean, myself included, we always think East Coast, West Coast, right? Right. And in the middle of the country is the majority of the country. We forget about that in conversations like this,
Well, and I got a theory, bro, and I think maybe I just proved it because although Rich even said that the cookies were still good, and maybe it was in his head because he's used to the other ones that he feels like the other ones are better.
Yeah.
My theory, and I could be wrong, bro, but Walmart sells the knockoff Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, and I've always thought that those Walmart knockoffs were as good as the Thin Mints that I get, or a little bit better. And maybe it's because I got the bunk ass Thin Mint from the Girl Scouts, right? And maybe Walmart's is just better than the bunk one, but it's not better than the one that Rich is talking about.
There's that in between,
right? And here's the thing too. Being that I was in retail management, and that was my job. I managed the whole grocery department. My company, we had private label products, bro. But guess what? We don't make groceries. We sell them. So even like all the private label water from like Walmart, Walgreens, Costco, and I used to work for a company, and we all got it from Niagara. Niagara is the one that bottled all that water, and they would ship it out under many of different labels. And there would be sometimes we would order our store brand water, and we would get a different companies, like for a Walgreens or something that would show up, like Rayleigh's or something, the wrong one.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm wondering is, do those companies that bake for the Girl Scout also sell cookies in plain brown, plain boxes, or custom to their purchaser? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they making them for these generic cookies for these private labels for these stores? Because the Walmart Girl Scout cookie, the Thin Mint at the Walmart, dude, is hella good, and that's just like $1.22. And I remember being a dick in my younger years when I would walk out and have bought some, and the Girl Scouts were outside, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. I got the knockout inside for $1.50.
That's messed up, man.
Hey, bro, it happens.
You're 14 years old and you're laughing at little 6-year-old girls. You're like,
hey, even worse, I was like 23, but no, it was more than that, Mom.
I thought you were like early teens. You're like, no, I had like 3 kids, a wife, and I mean, I still thought it was funny, but
it's still being a dick. But I've grown, bro. I've grown past that.
That's crazy, man. You know what though? I think there might be some truth to that because, yeah, man. I don't have anything to add to it. My bad, but
check it out, dude. When I worked at the grocery store, like I said, Niagara makes all the water. I can't pinpoint every person, but if you look at like private label soup cans, or spaghetti sauce, if you compare it to Ragu or Prego, you can kind of tell, because even if the private label's on it, the lid will still be the same color. There will be a lot of similarities in it.
I never thought about it like that.
Well, you're not, because think about it, bro. There's a lot of money that goes into Tony the Tiger, and there's a lot of money, like marketing money, that goes in. Like the cost you're getting on a name brand cereal, the advertising and the promotion is included in the cost of the product. That's how they recoup all that money. But if they're selling brown boxes out the door that you can slap any label on, now that doesn't go. That's just the cost of process and manufacturing. You're not adding in all the other values, so they can still sell as much, but we just slap our own label on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering, Girl Scout cookie wise, that they're doing the same shit.
You mean we could have the after show, but later Girl Scout cookies?
Maybe, bro. We'll get them in a plain brown box, and we'll slap labels and slap stickers on them, bro.
Hey, hold on. Give me just a second. I need to fucking close the door right here.
All right.
All right, cool. You know what's funny is that you can actually see my lights in the reflection. Oh, I have 3 of those fucking like shop lights, and then what? Then I got 2 soft boxes. You can see right here.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Fuck, what was I gonna tell you? Oh yeah, so we had the after show, but later cookies, Girl Scout cookies, but yeah, no, it's funny that you brought up that conversation because I actually completely forgot about that. There was, oh, you know what? We didn't talk about Covino's losing his foot.
Yeah, bro. I wonder. I wish we had a fucking spot update. He could chime in right now and tell us how his foot's doing, because fuck, I'm kind of concerned.
You know what? Kind of sucks, and I'm like, this isn't me. Let me see. All right, this isn't me bad-mouthing Rich. I'm just wondering if this goes. I'm wondering if this goes through Covino's head, because I'm like, I just feel like Rich is like kind of like the privileged white guy or whatever, right? And I'm like, even when it comes to like their departure from their previous company, I'm like, fucking Rich is still on full time. He still got his benefits. He still got, and I don't know if
Rich
like
is still on full time.
Yeah, Rich is still on full time because he's doing Hits 1 and he's doing Pop 2K, and I think they got some other shit that he's doing. And since Covino is doing Turbo, and the rock genre is not really like the fucking Ariana Grandes, you know.
Right.
So he's on part time. So Covino, I
No
would
wonder
I
he's
would
talking about selling his shit and he's worried about. That
no
makes a
and
little more sense.
and see and I'm only saying this because Covino already said it, so I'm not trying to say all his business, but you
Right.
know, so he's saying like he lost all of his benefits and shit. But Rich is still on full time as a full time employee, so Rich still has his 401k and his benefits, and so Covino's over here shopping medical providers and shit now. And
Right.
I just feel like I could just tell you, like, if that was me, if I was Covino, I would be
Right.
thinking like, fuck, man, like me again. Like, first my house catches on fire, then I have the shit with my old life that I have had to piece together in my life with my kid and all that shit. I'm like, fuck, man, like, why me? You know, I think I would definitely go through a period of why me. And not that, I mean, you're happy that at least your buddy got I'd rather Rich have his shit than all of them lose their shit, you know. But
Right.
but if I was in Covino's shoes, I think I would be thinking like, yeah, I would rather one or two of us keep all their benefits, but why couldn't I be one of the two, you know? And I know you
Yeah.
can't say like, oh, woe is me and shit and wah,
No.
but at the same time, I think it's only you're only human. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that has to cross his mind. Like, fuck, man. Like, are you serious? Like, I would like look for a box on the floor that I could kick. Like, you motherfucker. You know, fuck you, box. You know, like,
You know what you just fucking. Hey, do you remember, dude? This is a little off topic. I'm gonna go a little ADD radio page out of their book. But do you ever remember when Covino did that show with fucking Derek Poundstone?
yeah, Poundstone Power. I think it was called or some
Yeah,
shit.
bro. Fuck, that's old school. Remember that?
Yeah, no, he's like, oh yeah, Covino. Like, no, do you remember the segment they did called When Jokes Go Flat with Derek Poundstone?
Yes, I do. Yes, where he wasn't laughing at Covino's joke.
Yeah, and Covino would be like, what did they talk about one time? They talked about, because I used to listen to that show.
Yeah, me too.
And there was a time, and I liked it because I mean, I'm not obviously a bodybuilder, but I fucking dig the bodybuilding culture and shit, right?
Right.
And I remember there was something they were talking about like men developing breasts or some shit, or there was
Okay.
some shit. And Covino, he says something. He was like, "Oh yeah, like growing them tatties or some shit like that."
Right.
And Derek's like, "Well, Covino, when you have, it's called this." You know, he was just
It was
completely
too dry. That dude
ignored.
was too fucking dry, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing. And it was weird too, because you're right. Covino would be Covino, right? And he'd fucking say shit. And I don't know if I just find that humor because I think I got the similar type of humor. You know what I mean? Like some of it's hella funny, some of it's hella corny or whatever. It's funny to me. All of that shit's funny. So when Covino would say it to Poundstone, I'd fucking laugh my ass off in the car, but it'd always be weird because Poundstone's not laughing. I'm like, what a fucking douchebag.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, take your thumb out your butt, bro. You're too uptight because that shit was hella funny and you're just silent.
No, you know what's funny is that I definitely have that humor, and it comes. I know exactly where it comes from, and like I'm like, I love my dad, but it definitely didn't come from my dad. It was definitely my mom, where she's the same, like exactly. I mean, exactly like I'll say something about whoever, Lawrence, and my mom will say, "Oh, does he have a brother named Joey?" I'm like, "Oh, Joey," like, you know, and she'll say it with a
Yeah.
straight face, like
Yeah.
just like, "Oh yeah, keep talking." "Oh, is it Joey?" "No." "Okay," or some shit. And
Right.
my mom
Just to be a smartass. Just to be a smartass, right?
yeah, and my mom is she is so good at that, and she fucking to me, I just think that's like our humor, you know. You just like kind of
Yeah.
throw a smart ass remark, and like, you know, who was I talking to? I might have talked to you. No, because you didn't know that. I had a teacher. Oh, I was talking to my buddy Luis. I had a teacher in high school, Mr. Robinson. He was my chemistry teacher. I remember he goes, "Daniel, why do you always have to have a smart ass remark?" I remember my junior year of high school, and everybody in class was like, "Ooh, Mr. Robinson said ass," you know?
Yeah. You know what? I grew up in a neighborhood, bro, and the name of the neighborhood was called the Taco Flats. And that's what they called it, bro, the Flats. And fucking, so anyways, it just, you know, it was kind of ruthless, dude. Anyone who grew up at the time I grew up over there, They know, bro. It was a back and forth all the time, and just a gang of shit talking. And that's just how it was. So, like, again, my apologies, Rich. Don't shave if you don't want to. But again, that's just the shit we would have said back and forth. Like, hey, bro, what the fuck you got going on over here? It just, that's how we grew up. And everyone talking shit, dude, all the time, non-fucking stop. It was just a way of life. It just was
You know
what
what?
it was, right?
I think, honestly, and I'm not just saying this because we do bag on Rich a lot, but at least, like, from where like my friends and shit, I kind of feel like that's the way, like, you like kind of show your love and shit is like, do you bag on your friends?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well,
Like,
and,
you're like,
and even with Rich, like, again, this is really never nothing against Rich, because I like Rich, dude. When I went to the studio, he was hella cool. So I don't want to be a dick, and I don't want him taking it the wrong way. But with that being said, they pick on him the most too. He's just the goofy white guy who's the most vulnerable for comments, bro. You know what I mean? And he comes from a different place, so sometimes he just makes it way too easy. So I could really see Rich. I did grow up with some vatos. I did grow up with some brothers. I grew up with some Asian folk, but I also grew up with Rich. And so I could see Rich being in our crew growing up, right? But it would be the same shit. We would still talk shit. We would still love the guy to death, but we'd still give him a fucking hell of a hard time. He's easy. He's a target, bro. And I don't know if he does it on purpose or whatnot, but doesn't mean he's not a cool motherfucker, because I think he is. I think he's great. But he's definitely makes it too easy to fucking poke fun.
you know what? It's funny because I think I wouldn't even say like he's like privileged or anything. I'm talking about one of my homies, but we definitely had that white boy, and he's a half white guy, half Mexican. My buddy Nico,
Okay.
but he definitely, if you look at him, you're like, he looks like fucking Rich, you know?
Right.
He looks like Matt Damon, if you want me to be honest. So he does not look like he has any Mexican in him, you know? But
Right.
that was always the homie that kicked it with all the fucking Latinos, you know? And he was like, his name's Nico, and I have him on my phone to this day under Miklo, right?
Okay.
and actually one of his cousins, I doubt he listens to the show, but one of his cousins is a Carl of ours, and his name's Josh Ramos. So if Josh is listening, what's up, homie?
Hell yeah. Well, and with that being said too, I think to give Rich a little bit of credit, he doesn't always get fucking butt tight about it either, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it also kind of makes it easy because he goes with the flow, bro. He kind of is a team player in that regard. So again, he's not a dick. He doesn't fucking get super pissed off all the time. So that it also kind of makes it easy because he don't really care, bro. He's confident in who he is, and a little shit talk ain't gonna fucking ruin his day. And it shouldn't, nor should it, right? Because I'm not, I would never want to ruin no one's day, but I do want to be a dick a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because like, I think the reason why like people do bag on Rich and stuff is because, he's a good-looking white guy with the beautiful wife, and he's got a couple of great kids, and it's just like he's got like the all-American life. I think that's why
successful.
And I think that's why he takes it with a grain of salt. He's like, fuck it. Like, yeah, bag on me, but in the end, who's really laughing? Like, yeah.
Right. As he should. And I think that's why I think too, because, I think even though I grew up around shit talk, and even though I like to talk shit, I'm not a complete asshole. And I don't want to hurt no one's feelings, right? And so I think Rich too, he's
besides
confident,
little Girl Scouts.
Right, well, fuck, back then, hey, bro.
I'm trying to go to Nebraska. You're like, well, good luck, bitch. I'm fucking with my Walmart cookies,
Hey, you know how you can look at it, bro? Is once they started giving everyone trophies, it was just me way of helping out the world by letting them know that, hey, sometimes it's not all fucking peaches and cherries, bro.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows, like Rocky says,
Your mom's lying to you at home and telling you it is, but the guy from Walmart's fucking painting a different picture.
Oh, fuck you, Cucuy. That's all Oh man, that's crazy. They had their, let me see, there was Covino losing his foot. They had Girl Scout cookies. I'm trying to think of anything else that we had during the week. Oh, I have this written down actually. I'm glad I looked at my notes. Covino's leather studded bracelet.
Yeah.
With his fucking, I have feathered hair, rabbit's foot, and bandana.
I did the feather hair. I'm guilty of that shit. I think I was guilty of the fucking rabbit's foot for like 2 weeks, right? Like, I don't know. Everyone fucking had it. They said it was luck. You're a kid. Hey, what fucking kid don't want to get lucky, right? So I did the rabbit's foot. I think I did the feathered hair. Never no studded leather. And where I grew up, bro, if you wore a bandana, that fucker had to be red or blue. And then that meant the other ones didn't like you. So I had brothers that I grew up with and the Vatos I grew up with, and they were red and blue, but I was cool with everybody, and I got a free pass to be cool with everybody. So I just never, I never wore no bandana shit.
Yeah, and see, mine to this day, I have a shit ton of bandanas, but it's me, looking like Aunt Jemima while I'm fucking cleaning the house,
Well, and then people got into that Tupac phase too for a while, where a lot of people wear the white one, but I never did that either. And that's not knocking anybody who did, but it was never my. I wear hats. I wear a lot of hats, but
yeah,
I never did the bandana.
No, and where my bandana shit comes from is I know where the origin of mine was 1999 and shit, and I saw all the fucking like boy bands and fucking pop stars and shit with their fucking. They either had a bandana on their head or they had There's pictures of Justin Timberlake with his little Jufro and a fucking bandana over it, And
did you just say that?
What?
Did you just say he had a Jufro?
Well, he does. I mean, come on, a white boy with the fro like that? Oh, you know what? Actually,
he called it a pubadoo.
No, I actually texted Cavino and Rich this. I think this past week where they were talking about. They had said something about Jew is like Jew a bad word, right? And they were saying, well, he's a Jew. Like, how is that offensive? And they were going back and forth about it. Just sounds offensive, and blah blah blah. I never forget. I was 19 years old. I was working at Cracker Barrel. We were the furthest Cracker Barrel west, so there was no Cracker Barrels in Washington, California, whatever. So right. We're on the ass end of Arizona, right before you hit California. And I remember I told my boss, because I didn't think there was anything wrong with it, because I had no malicious intent. But she had a fucking cow, because I said, oh yeah, I said there was that dude and he had a little Jew hat. I'm referring to a yarmulke, right?
The yarmulke, yeah, you can't do that, bro.
I know now, because she fucking tore me a new asshole, and I just said, and she was like, what did you say? I go, the little Jew hat, like where it looks like it's going to fall off their head. She's like, I know what it is. And I was like, well, bitch, why'd you ask me? What the fuck's your problem? Sandy,
Hey, speaking of, bro, I wanted to touch on something too. Hey, shout out Timberlake if you're ever listening. Hey, you never know, he might be listening. But hair looks a lot better these days, bro. But that shit had to go. But I'm gonna come to his defense right here, bro, and I'm gonna ask you think on this. I've seen him have to put out an apology for the Janet Jackson nipple thing on Super Bowl, and for the shit he said about Britney Spears and taking her virginity and bragging about it. What do you think, dude? Do you think that he should have to come out and make an apology for something like that? Or has this cancel fucking culture went way too far?
I don't think he had to, but I just think for him, I mean, I think he's a smart dude. Obviously, he's a gajillionaire. But but I think for him, it was kind of like, if you think about it, at the time he was like, say he was like 20. And now he's close to 40, right? He was born in, I think, 81. I'm embarrassed. But I know, I think Britney Spears was as well, because they're 1 year older than my brother. But so think about 20. So 2001, say they were 20 years old and all this shit's going down. He could, say he was bragging like with his boys about it and shit. Like, fuck yeah, Britney Spears at the time was the biggest pop star of all time, right? She was fucking... She was on fire, and maybe he was bragging with his boys and shit, and, Lance was over there trying to act like he cared. Like, ooh, yeah, she is fine, even though he liked dudes. But he could, it could be him being like, hey, you know what? I'm fucking grown now. That was 20 years ago. Like, I am sorry, maybe it started, the spiral of her shit.
But, bro, that was... Here's my issue. I don't even mean to interrupt, dude, and I apologize, but I'm passionate about this shit. Mm-hmm. Isn't that what we did back then? Like, that's my argument, right? That was what you did. You got fine ass, and what was the first thing you did, bro? You ran and told your boys. That was the first thing you did. You didn't spread rumors. You didn't start gossip at school. You weren't nasty about it. But you had one or two homies, dude, that when you got a fine piece of ass, bro, you picked up the phone back when people still called people, right? And that was the first, hey, bro, guess what happened? I was with so-and-so last night, and dude, she just seemed like she was into me, and bam, we did it, right? Like, that's what you did. Why is he apologizing? And if I remember right, she said some unflattering stuff about him at the time, too. So is an 80-year-old dude supposed to go back through certain points of his life when certain shit was acceptable at the time? Don't get me wrong. You can never hurt kids. Rape is never okay. There's just certain stuff that, you know, has been outlawed or just looked down upon because it should be throughout time. But are you really going back and apologizing for and being judged for things that you did that were acceptable at the time?
No,
That's
look at. So what I would say is that, one, I don't think he had to do it. Two,
It's a good look.
and that's the thing. Like I said at the beginning, he's a smart dude. He was like, you know what? He could have fucking doubled down and said, "Nah, fuck that." Like we're saying, I would probably say the same shit. You know,
I would do the apology. I would probably do the apology, but
Yeah.
I just don't think that it's fair that we're like even baseball, bro. 94 when they went on strike, okay? And fucking attendance took a shit. They couldn't fill those seats, bro. They had so many giveaways to get you in the seats. You could get bleacher seats to the A's and Giants games for like $5, right? They were giving that shit away. So what happens, dude? They've been doing steroids since the 80s. Everyone knew they were on steroids. The fans knew, the owners knew. It was no hidden secret that fucking they were on steroids, right? But now we're not going to let certain people into the Hall of Fame because they were on steroids. But if all of baseball was on steroids, wasn't the pitcher on steroids going up against the batter on steroids? And they allowed that shit to happen, okay? And they allowed steroids in the sport. And for these guys to have to apologize or be held accountable for something that was fucking accepted and everyone benefited. The fans had better games, right? Baseball ain't as fucking. I remember when Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire went for that home run record, bro. That shit swept the fucking nation, dude. Baseball and Barry Bonds hit 72.
I was in like fifth or sixth grade, and I've never been a fan of baseball, but I remember me sitting there watching fucking Cardinals games and watching, you know, being like, oh shit, because if I'm not mistaken, McGuire's on the Cardinals, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And so I remember me as a kid who didn't get, I mean, I've always been a basketball fan, whatever, but I was glued to the fucking TV as a fucking 10, 11-year-old as being like, fuck, man, like you know they're gonna hit a homer. How many home runs are they getting this game? You know, and they were fucking jacked. So I agree, but when it comes to like Timberlake, I would say the thing is that for him, I don't think he should have. I mean, I don't think he had to. I think that he just said, "Fuck it. What's it gonna do? Take like 10 minutes of my day and then whatever, you know." But I don't think he had to do it. I don't think he did. I don't think he had to because I think
in today's world, though, he did, dude. Because they're all. If you don't apologize now, it looks like you just don't fucking care.
Yeah,
they set a new standard. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of
I feel you, but I just feel like I feel like he has such a good like reputation. I feel where he's like accepted by all kinds of people. And he's not the kid from NSYNC anymore. You know, he's a legit fucking artist, and I think he has a really good reputation. So I don't think, honestly, I mean, you could disagree, and I hope you do because I feel like that makes the podcast a little better. But what I'm saying is that I don't think that it would have affected him. I mean, maybe in the grand scheme of things, it would have affected him negatively for like a month or two. But I think he has such a good reputation to where I don't think it really would have fucked him in the long run, you know?
What the fucking do they get to pick and choose who they cancel? Isn't that fucking discrimination? Right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have got canceled over similar fucking shit like that. And so again, if you're going to establish a rule, it should only be who fucking violates that rule going forward, and everyone who violates it, you should fuck with. You should not do it. That's bull. And I'm not saying he should be punished. I'm not saying that at all. But it's just proof that they're picking and choosing who they're fucking with, and it's just It's not right, dude. It's
No.
when I was growing up, bro. There was one word in my neighborhood you couldn't use as a racial slur, and it ended with an R. Other than that, dude, it was free. You could just go for it, bro. Cracker, bean, or goo. You went for it, right? None of that is acceptable now. None of it, right? And I don't say those words. I don't talk like that because obviously we're in this world where we've kind of opened our eyes to a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff has kind of been said where, how would you feel? And so none of that is okay. But it will be fucked up to go hold a little 10-year-old fucking Johnny fucking accountable for saying something that was totally fucking acceptable, right? At his time with the people he grew up with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not right,
I
bro.
agree.
It's not right.
No, I agree. And I think when it comes to that, it's kind of like I think honestly you made the best point where it's like from this point forward,
Yeah.
I think there should be something where if somebody comes after, oh, you know what, fucking Johnny 3000 on fucking Twitter is like, oh, look at this, I found a clip of fucking El Cucuy in 1997 saying
Right.
calling his homie a fucking beaner or whatever,
Right.
and they're cool. Oh, let's cancel El Cucuy. But I think there should be people to come after them and say, hey, hold up, that was 1997. Yeah, fucking,
Right.
it was acceptable. They laughed about it and everybody moved on with their day. So we're going to go back and cancel him because of
Right.
something he said back in the day.
Right. And no one would be bringing up the fact that his nickname is Gava, giving it to him by the veterano he grew up with. Fuck, the dude that did Double Life is the one that called him that and gave him a white boy nickname in Spanish, right? They wouldn't even point any of that out, right? So he must have been cool with him to get that name, right? So they would have no understanding of the dynamic in the situation. They're just taking one bit of information. It's kind of what the media does, though, bro, because they do that with Trump. You can watch CNN and they're going to tell you a whole fucking different deal. Fox is going to take the same information and spin it, and you got dumb motherfuckers saying CNN's right, Fox is right, and they're arguing about shit that these people just manipulated. But they get the attention and they get people talking, and I think that's what it is, dude. Is when they're bringing this bullshit up, whoever's bringing it up is getting the attention because they're making a story, right? And they're damaging the person that they're fucking reporting the information about. And so it's kind of the way I look at it is any way you look at it, even if it was acceptable, however you want to look at it, someone is being blasted for someone else to get attention, and no one is looking at that part of it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know what I mean?
No,
they're taking out careers, bro.
Yes. The legal system is you're innocent until proven guilty, right? But anybody could tell you, I mean, that you're fucking guilty until proven innocent, right?
Every time, bro.
I think that even more than in our legal system, through media, you're guilty until proven innocent. Even more, it's like, yeah, they'll fucking,
Because they're painting a picture of you.
If you're really, innocent until proven guilty, then why are you being detained and shit? Why is it not
only that, look at it like this too. What happens in a jury trial, right? What do they do with like the OJ trial? None of the jurors can talk to anybody. They don't want any leaks or there's going to be a mistrial, right? None of them can talk. But you can go on the media and spread lies to millions and think this person's going to have a fair shot at defending themselves.
Mm-hmm.
No way, dude.
No,
sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
And I'll tell you about being guilty until proven innocent, bro. I lived in this little town in Oregon, and shout out to Coos Bay, Oregon. I liked it my time there, but I lived there for about 3 years. And one day, bro, I was going to school, right? I was going to school, and this part of the highway only had 2 lanes. And I seen this state trooper, bro, and they had them dumb hillbill state troopers with the frickin' brim around the hat, like Boss Hogg, right? Like Boss Hogg and Roscoe style. And that's exactly what the hell happened. It was Boss Hogg and Roscoe. So I seen this dude, and I might, it depends where I'm at. I can be taken for a Latino once in a while, but so most people see me as a white dude, right? But I'm not one of them. I don't wear Carhartts. I'm not wearing cowboy hats. I don't got flannels. I'm still me, and I don't adapt necessarily. I'm going to be me no matter where I'm living because I'm a cool dude and I try to be cool to people and show respect. But I'm not a chameleon and I don't start dressing like the place where I'm living at, right? I lived in Humboldt, never dressed like them cats. Lived in Oregon, never dressed like those guys. So even though the population there is like 90% white, and they're like, hey, you're a white guy, it's Oregon, you should be cool. No, bro. You know why? Because I wasn't one of them. And they knew it. Okay? So one day I'm going to school, like I said, And I see this damn cop, and I already know how they feel about California people. And so I'm on my best behavior, bro. And I signaled, did what I had to do to make a lane change because I'm going to school, and I wasn't doing nothing wrong. And this fucker pulled me over, right? Searched my car, did all this bullshit, right? We end up going to court, and I'm trying to fight the ticket. It was when you go to court, when they got all the people in the back row, right? It's court day, so all the cops that were there being challenged, they're all on that day, right? So the whole back 2 rows, this little ass courthouse in North Bend, Cucuy, Oregon, all had law enforcement in the back, and everybody up front was someone who was challenging a ticket. Anyways, I get to the front, they asked me for my story, or first they asked him for his story, and this asshole went on there, bro, and said I crossed 3 different lanes with no signal to make my right turn on the highway. It was the US 101. They asked me for my side of the story. I said, well, excuse me, you have to cut that one out. I said, well, Your Honor, and I turned around and looked at all the cops in the back 2 rows. Turned back around and looked at the judge. And I said, anyone who's familiar with this section of the highway knows that the 3 lanes don't start up until about 1.5 miles up the highway of where the ticket says I was cited by the Mill Casino. The section of highway we were on only had 2 lanes. So for him to come out and say that I crossed 3 different lanes to make a right turn, I don't know how you're going to believe anything this guy has to say, because he doesn't.
When that's impossible.
Right, it's impossible. There's not 3 lanes right there. So I looked at all the officers in the back. I looked at the judge, and I said, basically, he's lying because there wasn't 3 lanes. And any of you who are familiar with this section of the highway that he wrote on the ticket, you know there's not 3 lanes at that section. So how you believe anything else that comes out of his mouth, I just hope that you understand that he's not being honest. So go back to the cop. Hey, is there anything you want to say? He's like, no. To me, he says, sir, is there anything you'd like to say? I go, no, I think I've proven my point. Judge looks at me, bro, guilty. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I proved the cop wrong on the stand, bro, and just straight guilty. So I get it. There's just, you're guilty, and I was innocent because I seen this dickhead before my light even turned green. You think I'm going to break the law in front of this guy?
Yeah.
Nah, man. He was just fucking with me to be a dick.
What bothers me is that the judge saw that obviously this motherfucker was saying something that was impossible. Oh yeah, this guy crossed 3 lanes of fucking highway when there's not even 3 lanes that exist, and he's still gonna turn around and say you're guilty. That's fucked up. I mean, how is he? What is he doing? Oh, that just tells you that any fucking officer that comes through that courtroom is gonna be right. You know what it told me? Motherfucker, you're from California. We are in Cucuy/North Bend, Oregon, population 35,000. And you can stay here if you want, and you can live here if you want. We don't really want you here. So we're just going to just let you kind of know that right now. And, you're guilty. Yeah.
So
Don't find yourself in our courtroom again, because it's going to be the same way.
Yeah, you're going to be guilty then, too. Yeah, it is what it is. But, but again, just even with that little example, imagine what if these guys aren't guilty and now they've been blasted to millions, because a lot of people in the media, I don't care if they're in music or in TV or in movies, a lot of their ratings are going to be dictated by their popularity. And if you're attacking their character, they're going to lose something. There's going to be, money repercussions one way or the other, where they don't get that next commercial, or their pilot was good, but the network doesn't want to go through with it because they don't want to deal with the backlash because they just had a situation. Like, it's just, and the ones that are guilty, the ones that do cross the 3 lanes, pay your fucking ticket and shut up. But, when you don't cross those 3 lanes and you got to pay the ticket and they're trying to make a fool out of you in front of everybody when they're just being some fucked up people, that's bullshit. And no one, I don't care if it's getting the ticket for crossing 3 lanes or your whole career's ruined, no one should be fucking held accountable for shit they didn't do. Fucking Spot. What about Spot, bro? And his fucking what's up with his fucking shorts? And tell that dude show your muscles, bro. But that don't got to be the only thing you wear here going forward. I don't know. He can do what he wants with his muscles, and he fucking looks great. I'll give Spot his credit. I mean, he got cut up, and even I was looking at when he didn't have long hair, and I don't even think he had a beard. They got a picture, the one you might have cut up, right? I don't know. Did you do that production on that where they was showing them all? And they showed Spot how he was back in the day.
Oh, no, that wasn't me.
So I mean, he's a whole different dude. Like I don't know how they created Spot, but they did. Spot's a whole different dude
How they
the
created
beginning.
him.
Hey, bro, no, they did because they helped. You know, Spot was a whole different cat back in like 2008, 2009. And I'm glad to see where he's at now because that's fucking awesome. You know, no hating and fuck. I wish I had fucking guns like that, bro. My guns, they go in a bag, bro. I take them out at the range. I don't got real guns like he's got.
Yeah, no. Actually, you know what? I was surprised, to be honest, because they talk about Spot's guns, and then like on the show, like they got the flex cam and all that.
Flex cam. Shout out Flex cam.
No, I did not realize two things. I didn't realize how thin he is now, and I didn't realize how muscular his arms actually are until it might have been today or yesterday or something. That Spot posted a picture that he went hiking with Tata and somebody else. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was wondering about that, bro. How does this old lady fucking let him get away with that shit?
Well, you know what? My bad. You remember he was like after class, like after yoga and shit, he would like go chill with these chicks like from class and shit, and like
But who's that other chick? Who was that?
I don't know. I just know. I mean, there was Tata and there was the other chick.
Yeah.
Honestly, the name didn't even look familiar. So it was like Danielle something or.
Yeah, I seen that.
Or I mean, I could be making that up, but yeah, no. And there's one picture where Spot's like looking off into the distance or some shit, and
hey, that's a Hallmark card, bro.
He looked fucking thin. He looked hella thin. You know. I should Photoshop that picture and make it like cartoony and put a cape on him because he was straight up like he was a superhero, you know.
Or just put it on the front of a fucking Hallmark card, bro. Because I think you can create them and just put some fucking caption on it, dude.
Man, I mean that definitely. I'm gonna go back and find those pictures because there's something there.
I don't know. Reach for the stars or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely, but oh, you know what? Actually, I talked to Spot this weekend, and I had hit him up on Messenger, and he got back to me like 2 hours later, maybe, and he was like, "My bad, bro." He was like, "Swole time. I got to fit that in. You know how it is, or some shit." And I was like, and I told him, I was like, "Hey, I go, good job on keeping that shit up, dog, because like you see people all the time that." Fucking they're ripped as fuck. They lose all this weight and it lasts for 10 minutes, you know?
Right.
For Spot, he's been keeping it up. So I told him, I was like, that's dope. And he was, you know what this motherfucker responds? Hey, he's like, yeah, I appreciate it. It's not the first time I heard that today.
No. Hey, same shit. I had reached out to him. I think maybe it was fucking Instagram. And I said something, and when he responded, he said something. Yeah, Rich is hating it. I said, I bet Rich is fucking jealous as shit. Because remember when the fellas used to go to the gym all the time. Remember, fucking Cavino and Rich would always talk about gym time, especially when they were in New York. And so I never seen Rich that cut.
You know what?
And Spot's like the little brother too. They fuck with Spot a little bit. So Rich's ego, dude. I wonder how Spot's fucking gun show is fucking. And you know, what if Sarah, bro? I want to be in the room. I want to be in the room if Sarah says, "Hey, Spot, I like your muscles. They're looking pretty good," or just anything, like, I don't think she would do it with bad intentions, but I think she does seem like the Texas kind of girl that would dish out a compliment, especially if they're all super close and if they all hang out and do Thanksgiving and do all that shit. She'd be comfortable doing it, right? To give him a basic compliment.
I could see her being like, "Oh, sweetie, look at these guns," And just like meaning nothing
or even
by it.
Squeezing them hot. Ooh, Spot, look at these arms.
Yeah.
I would pay to see Rich's.
You know what? I fuck it. I need to create I had told you a few episodes ago. I don't think it was when we were recording, but I need to get like little sound bites and shit that I could hit as we're recording. But what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create a little production that we can play because we need something about us talking shit about Rich. Some kind of like Rich talk, boom boom boom, or some bullshit.
Even just a jingle where it's like back in time.
Yeah, something because I have a story now that you brought that up about Rich. So this is gonna be the segment of the fucking show where I talk a little shit about Rich. So
that's great. So, I like it, bro.
Going on that. Did you hear this week where Rich was telling Spot that in a month he could look better than him as far as like he said he could have bigger biceps than Spot in a month?
I think I heard something. I didn't get all the details because I was working, and I think I was doing something. It was playing, and I heard in the background. But no, fill me in, dude.
Yeah, no, because I think Spot had mentioned something about his guns or something, or, you know, they cut to the flex cam and Spot's always like, oh, you know?
Yes,
well,
yes. Which I love it, bro. I love it when
Rich said that in a month, he could have bigger arms than Spot. And then, I don't know if he went to Covino or if Covino just started talking, but Covino goes, really, bro? He was like, in a month? He goes, I'm not going to hold myself to that. He goes, I don't think I could be bigger than Spot in a month. And then Rich, go ahead.
Well, I hate to break Rich's heart, but one thing he's probably not realizing, he's too back and forth to Texas to have a solid routine, bro. He's doing L.A., Texas, here, there, at the in-laws. Like, he's not – I don't think he has a strict enough routine because that month would have to take straight commitment, dude. He would have to be 5 to 7 days a week working out, and he would have to watch his diet. He would have to try to cut and shred and work out, and he's not doing that flying back and forth. Not happening, bro. He's just talking shit. That's the jealousy talking shit.
Yeah, and you know, it reminds me, it goes back to where their song, Spot's Got the Look, you know? Because remember, Rich was like, I have a better look going on than you. You really think this is your more handsome look in the little clips that they play? Because Rich, he's like, no, you're Spot. You're my little fucking long, curly-haired, chubby friend that doesn't get chicks. Like, you know, that's always... So when Spot starts getting the fucking recognition, it bothers Rich. Like, no, me, you know? Like,
but you know what? Spot, because he never got asked, right? He was always friend zone. Remember, they always said Spot was friend zone? But that also has its benefits because you can connect with them. If they don't find you physically attractive, but they still want to be your friend, there's still a little connection there, right? And maybe they don't want to be romantic. But now that he's cut up a little bit, right? He's got some swagger. Spot's got a little swagger nowadays. So he's got his yokes on. He's got the swagger and confidence to back it up. And all those years being the friend zone, he knows how to make that connection. Now he's in the pantalones if he wants it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree because he, I think the only thing, there was a couple of things holding him back, you know, and getting friend zoned. One of them was he didn't have the confidence. Another one was that he wasn't physically what these chicks were looking for.
But the times have changed. Now chubby dudes are in.
But it's not even like chubby dudes. It's like now I'm like Spot really does, especially I told you when I saw that picture of him, he's pretty fucking thin, you know? Right. And so he's thin with muscles and he's got that personality with that built-in like when it comes to like it bothers my girl because like a lot of my like really good friends are chicks, you know? Right. And it's like he has that network, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like Covino and Rich, they have chick friends, I'm sure, but like Covino says, Covino was always, he was like a serial like relationship haver, you know? He went from one relationship to the next.
I was like that too, bro.
You know, so it wasn't like Covino even says he wasn't banging chicks left and right like people may think, but he was the relationship guy, right? So he didn't have that time where he was like building these friendships with these women. And Spot, now he's got this whole Rolodex of women to go through if he ever found himself single again, you know, God forbid.
Well, then they could play Rich's game, bro, where they just call the fucking contact in the phone.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, really.
Call the random contact. Hey, this is Spot. What's up? Remember that game?
Yeah,
what happened to fucking doo-doo time tales, bro? Why don't they bring back the doo-doo time tales? Doo-doo time tales. Remember that shit?
What was it? I remember the little jingle and shit that they had, but was it like them talking about just randomly shitting their pants or what? I don't remember.
So, bro, it was the Duty Time Tales. Yeah.
You know what? It was anything that had to do with that because I remember one of their Duty Time Tales was.
I think it was shit, dude. As corny as it is, bro, I missed that fucking segment. I do.
I think it was Covino one time didn't have toilet paper. So he had to like army crawl to the hall with his pants around his ankles. Do you remember that story?
Yeah, I do.
Like, and That was one of the Duty Time tales. Damn, I forgot about that segment.
And he left his chonies in El Segundo. That's a Duty Time tale. That's probably the most famous one.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't wait for.
I blamed it on the baby. Remember, he goes, I blamed it on the baby. These grapes weren't great.
No, my favorite part, like, it's not even that song. It's him telling the story about what happened.
Yeah, it is.
Where
he's got raw emotion. Like, when I owned that hip hop label, that was the thing. Are you just reading the words off the paper, or are you relaying the words in a conversation type where you're dragging the listener in? Because even with me and you, we're having a straight conversation. There isn't just the back and forth. Hey bro, how was your day? It was good. There's a connection right there, right? And so when Covino said his story, I felt connected because he's saying it with passion. Like, this is fucked up. It happened. I'm sharing. Fuck, what do you do? Fuck, Duty Time tales. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember my favorite part of that story was when he talked about his old life, being like, I smell poo.
Yeah.
And that was when he blamed it on Melody. He was like, "Oh, I think the baby shit."
Which we can relate, bro. Because if I would have shit my pants, I would have blamed it on the damn baby too. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, I still blame my farts on my daughter. Do you? No, the other day it was funny because I fucking ripped the gnarliest ass of all time, right? And she's like, "Daddy, you farted," and I go, "What? You farted?" And I'll still deny it, to the death, even with her. I'm like, "Kennedy, shut up, you farted," She's scandalous though. No, I'll tell you.
Mine on my dog, Chapo Jenkins.
No, last night we're watching the UFC, and I was laying on the couch, right? And she was sitting on my legs or some shit, right? Like on the phone or whatever.
Right.
She fucking rips all kinds of ass to where I hear it vibrate on my leg. And I go, "Kennedy, what the hell are you doing?" She starts cracking up like it's the funniest shit she's ever done in her life.
Yeah, no, my girl, her son's over here now, and he fucking gets off on farts. He ripped him. I already heard him rip a couple during the show, bro. I don't know if you could hear him or not, but
no, not at all.
It's some fucking Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, you know what's so funny? Let me tell you about that real quick. That how Covino jokes about it's the COVID test or whatever.
Yeah.
If you fart and you can smell it, you don't have COVID. Well,
yeah.
One day, this is going back, maybe a week or two ago. I might have even told it on one of the podcasts, but I ripped the grossest fucking ass, right? It was like fucking, it was fucking sick. But, I'm telling you, according to my girl and my kid, it was fucking like death, right? So I was expecting it to hit me and be like, "Oh, fuck, that shit was fucking rancid," But it never did. So for a second, I started to panic. I was like, "Oh, fuck, do I have COVID?" And it was so funny because they joke about that, but it happened to me in real life where I go, "Fuck it," and I'm like, everybody in my house is like, fucking dying and shit, like, oh, fucking the kids all crawling on the floor, try to get out the house, and like, my girl's like,
What the fuck did you eat, bro?
I don't remember, but I didn't smell it like at all. Like it fucking, and I even went like tried to smell my cologne or something, and I could smell that. But I couldn't, for the life of me, smell that rancid ass fart. That I think they were just fucking bullshitting because they heard the sounds,
right?
And they were like, "Oh," and I'm like, so yeah. So I don't know that it really is the COVID test,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I didn't have it though.
That's good.
But yeah, man.
Well, fuck, bro. Fuck. You ever worried? I work for a company that tests. We do COVID tests.
Yeah, I don't need your company, dog. I fucking just rip ass and then
you can tell by the whiff or what?
Cool. All right, man.
Well, I'm down, brother.
Well, I'm down to fucking wrap this up, man, and then I'll see you, I guess, next weekend. We'll go ahead and do this. I need to get this shit edited to where I can throw that little drawing we had into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Is there anything you want to talk about? Oh, you know what? Before we wrap it up, I wanted to just give a couple of shout outs for people that have been showing love.
Lifestyle and Trojan.
What?
You said wrap it up. I said lifestyle or Trojan?
Oh fuck you threw me off. I was like, what? I was
Sorry,
like, what
bro.
am I? What am I? 13? I don't wrap it up. All right. So I wanted to just say what's up to we have Efrain Vega. I'm not sure if he goes by Efrain. I'm gonna say Efrain just to be safe. We have he was actually, I talked to him on Twitter and shit, and he's been supporting, been saying he loves what we do, so I appreciate him. Lucy, she subbed our channel I think on YouTube, so I appreciate that. And then there's a dude named Robs that told me that he had checked us out on Facebook and he loves what we're doing. So
Robs.
So what's up to Robs and everybody, Green Optimist, Jackson. I appreciate everything. Belated happy birthday to my sister. Her birthday was earlier this week. And yeah, man, if anybody wants to hit us up, AfterShowBL across all social media, you can text us at 928-235-5285. I won't repeat that because we need a bounce. But if you need it to be repeated, just rewind the episode. Again, this is...
And everyone who didn't win, we're doing it again next week, man. Put somebody in. Tell someone else to go in the drawing. We're giving another one away. So just enter that contest too, because we're trying to give away another subscription and maybe even another one after that. So stay tuned. We got good shit coming. Trying to give away a bunch of free shit here in the future.
Yeah, so everybody stay tuned. We have, follow us and everybody on Facebook for the next drawing we have. April 1st is going to be a full month of a free Covino and Rich Patreon. So everybody, until episode number 64, Al Cucuy, do you have anything before we bounce?
No, fuck, man. Good like usual. Enjoy doing it with you.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm out.
All right, man.
On
Peace.
the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.